So, I'm going to get into this article while you guys are doing your thing. El Chapo trial suggests Trump's wall would do little to stop drug smuggling. Some of the drugs were hidden in passenger cars, concealed in trunks, and cans of jalapenos, or stashed in tanker trains with ordinary loads of cooking oil. Others were sent beneath the border in sophisticated tunnels. The 10 weeks of testimony of at the trial of... God. Yeah, what were you saying about Rockstar Josh?
We got you.
Hey. He's like, you probably shouldn't be putting that in your body, but fuck it, I'm going to bring you a can anyways.
You know what? I'm just here to support my brothers. The only thing I won't buy, and Paul will attest this, I won't buy cigarettes for folks.
He will not.
I absolutely won't.
Will not.
But, you know, everything else.
He'll buy you steroids.
For 15 tickets right now.
All right, y'all. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, man.
Have a good one.
One black man out, another one in.
Rotating shifts.
The only one token at a time.
Josh, you got bigger.
It's too much rhythm in one spot.
It's that testosterone, bro.
Are you on testosterone now?
Me?
No.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if I was, bro?
Oh, man.
Do you see how heated I get already?
I already know. I don't fucking take requests, bitch. I can already imagine, bro.
Hang on, let me fix something here.
Okay, I'm gonna plug in this one because that ain't too nothing.
Now, I switched the camera to me and Shawn.
Oh, look at you. See, you being petty again. I noticed on that video last night when you switched, the music was all loud, so you couldn't hear me calling you petty. It just all of a sudden got loud all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Did you know what I'm talking
I was
about?
editing it and I saw this huge
I was
spike.
like, ain't this a motherfucking bitch? You can't even hear me calling this motherfucker petty or none of that shit. So I'm going to do it today. You being petty right now. But actually, he actually has a camera on, so that's a good thing. Because yesterday you put up that FunkShop fucking wallpaper shit. just so I could adjust the camera so Duane's happy. Petty ass. Tom Petty over there.
Tell me that shit wasn't funny.
It was funny. I laughed my ass off. I was like, fucking music's all loud, can't even hear what I'm saying. I'm all, Shawn's over here trying to be a sound man and shit, drowning me out.
That wasn't me, that was him.
It's all good, man. Good morning, everybody. What's up?
Change the names and shit. All right, there we go. Should I have gone to a different camera when I swapped the names out too?
That's all good, man. I'm going to let it slide today. I'm going to let it slide
Let
today.
it slide like a Portland hooker. Here we go. El Chapo. I'm going to start this over again.
El Chapo.
Jeff said, how's it going, D?
What's up, man? What's up?
El Chapo trial suggests Trump's wall would do little to stop drug smuggling.
Let's scoot over.
What you need to know to start the day. Some of the drugs were hidden in passenger cars, concealed in trucks in cans of jalapenos or stashed. Could you imagine, like,
what?
If the wrong case of jalapenos goes to the store and you go get a can of jalapenos, you open it up and it's just fucking weed or coke or heroin.
I give the coke back. I keep the weed though.
I would too.
Return the heroin. Could you imagine going to the store and be like,
and just heroin? Yeah. I found this heroin on aisle 14.
They would not believe you.
Right, exactly.
Like, I bought this at Safeway. You did not buy heroin at Safeway.
This was in the Hispanic aisle.
Jeff said I'd sell the coke. Yeah.
I like just mine, man. Money motivated.
So, concealed in trucks and cans of jalapenos or stashed in tanker trains with ordinary loads of cooking oil, others were sent beneath the border in sophisticated tunnels. The 10 weeks of testimony at the trial of Joaquin Guzman Loera, the drug lord known as El Chapo, have revealed that his innovative smuggling network typically went through legal checkpoints, not isolated stretches of the border where a wall might be an obstacle. President Trump's plan to build a wall along the southwestern border has not been mentioned at the trial, but it has lurked in the background of Mr. Guzman's prosecution, a watershed moment in America's war on drugs. The trial in federal district court in Brooklyn is the first time that American federal prosecutors have publicly revealed the inner workings of Mr. Guzman.
You got another rock star, bruh. God damn. But the missus, she had to bring the big rock star. They didn't sell them at 7-Eleven. Did I give you enough room to park? Yeah. Okay, I was thinking about it, so. My bad.
I get criticized for drinking Rockstar, but yet 3 different people were bringing Rockstar.
It's because it's love, man.
No, I appreciate it.
It's because it's love. Because even though we might disagree with what you put in yourself, man, fuck it. You having a good time. You feeling good. So I'm all about it.
I'm only going to be here for a limited time anyway. So I want to make the most of every day. Even if I only have 10 days left. The trial in federal district court in Brooklyn is the first time that the American federal prosecutors have publicly revealed the inner workings of Mr. Guzman's Sinaloa's drug cartel, offering the most extensive details yet on the organization's... God, no. Did you gestures brought me some too?
She brought in like half a gallon.
No more.
Somebody else wants to send him a rock star.
She brought in that big ass 24-ounce can
No
of
more.
fucking Rockstar, dude. Jesus Christ. Jesus Cristo.
So, the trial in federal district court in Brooklyn is the first time the American federal prosecutors have publicly revealed the inner workings of Mr. Guzman's drug cartel, offering them the most extensive details yet on the organization's structure, financing, and distribution methods. In doing so, prosecutors have relied on first-hand experts, a long list
I
of
love
Mr.
free
Guzman's
pizza.
own former underlying allies. Though Mr. Trump has primarily pitched his border wall as a way to stop illegal immigration, he has recently suggested that it would also help allay the the cross-border drug trade. If we build a powerful and fully designed see-through steel barrier on our southern border, the crime rate and drug problem in our country would be quickly and greatly reduced, he said on Saturday. Some say it could be cut in half. He added, "We can stop heroin." But the Guzman's trial has indicated that stopping the flow of drugs to the United States might be more complicated than that. Through the testimony of people who worked with Mr. Guzman, prosecutors have shown that his cartel for decades was endlessly creative, constantly inventing new methods to circumvent detection. What you're hearing in this trial is what frontline border workers observed throughout, said Doris Meisner, who served as the commissioner of the Immigration and Naturalization Service from 1993 to 2000, and now works at the Migration Policy Institute, an advocacy group. Ms. Meisner added, "The idea that people are walking drugs across the border as though they are legal immigrants who would then be stopped by a wall across the border, that is not the pattern. Some supporters of the wall have noted that a physical obstacle along the border is needed as a safeguard to ensure the frontier is sealed as much as possible. It's about checking all the boxes, sea, land, air, port of entry, and the space between the ports of entry,"
Sea,
said James
land, and air.
Carafano,
That's Captain America's.
Vice President for Foreign Policy and National Security at the Heritage Foundation, a conservative-leaning think tank. Otherwise, you're not implementing an effective border strategy. An effective strategy means that you create the most barriers possible. You don't just close off one so they have 99 others. One thing revealed at Mr. Guzman's trial is that among his earliest and favorite smuggling methods was sneaking drugs across the border in normal-looking passenger cars with secret compartments hidden in their chassis. Witnesses have described how he often split loads among several vehicles to help ensure that at least some of them made the journey undetected, but Mr. Guzman also used more dramatic and unusual tactics to transport drugs. At one point, testimony at the trial has shown Mr. Guzman sent tons of cocaine across the border in cans of jalapenos marked with the label La Comadre Chilies. The cans were stacked on pallets in the backs of commercial tractor trailers, which simply drove through official border entry points. To protect his product from being found, witnesses said, Mr. Guzman often placed the cans filled with cocaine in the middle of the pallets, surrounded by cans with actual chilies.
Thank you.
Hey, Jess, thanks for the cheers. Proponents of the wall have said such a structure could help improve inspections at the border. One of the big problems is we have too many people standing on guard between and at points of entry and not enough people doing inspections, analysis, and intelligence, so the wall will certainly channel the flow into areas you can manage, analyze, and search more thoroughly, said John P. Walters, the former director for drug control policy for President George W. Bush and the chief operating officer for the Hudson Institute, a conservative think tank. The wall itself does not stop all flow, but the wall becomes a way to stop all flow. He added, "I'm not saying a wall will do everything, but what I am saying is, how do you try to stop it without a wall?" But Mr. Guzman's methods went beyond regular border crossings. One witness at the trial, Tirsa Martinez Sanchez, told jurors in December that he personally helped persuade Mr. Guzman to use commercial tanker trains that traveled on cross-border rail lines. According to Mr. Martinez, cartel operatives first created the front companies that appeared to be selling legal items like cooking oil. After shipping a few real loads of oil from Mexico to various American cities to make it seem as if the company was legitimate, Mr. Guzman's workers then packed cocaine into secret compartments in the tankers and sent them over the border. In the United States, other operatives received the trains at a network of secret warehouses, which Mr. Martinez said were located mostly on rail spurs so that the trains could be driven directly into them from major cargo rail lines. Sea routes were another, if a bit less frequent, means of moving drugs onto the United States. This month, for instance, witnesses testified that Mr. Guzman once sent a load of marijuana by boat from Mexico north on the Pacific Ocean to the coast near San Diego. The drugs were meant to be unloaded offshore by smaller boats. The shipment never reached San Diego, and 3 of Mr. Guzman's workers were arrested. The kingpin also sent bulk shipments of cash through normal border checkpoints in the opposite direction from the United States to Mexico. As early as 1989, in fact, one of Mr. Guzman's brothers, Arturo Guzman Loera, was briefly detained at the Douglas, Arizona port of entry after border agents there found more than $1 million packed into the tailgate and side panels of his black Ford Bronco.
Damn.
Mr. Carafano said he understood that drug smugglers would always try to find new methods and that the wall would simply be part of the mix. He added it's part of the tool, but you have to do all 3 simultaneously. At the port of entry, on the border, you have to do it at sea, so you're creating just a series of bad operations for the smugglers. But then there's the matter of El Chapo's most famous smuggling method, tunnels. Earlier in the trial, Jesus Zambada Garcia, one of Mr. Guzman's top logistic chiefs, told jurors at the trial how workers had dug a tunnel in the early 1990s under an innocuous-looking ranch house in Agua Prieta, Mexico, that reached a warehouse in Douglas. The entrance on the Mexican side, Mr. Zambada said, was hidden under the pool table that could be raised off the ground by hydraulic lifts. The lifts were activated by turning what appeared to be an ordinary garden hose valve in the yard outside. And the tunnel exit in the warehouse in Arizona, remarkably, Mr. Zambada said, it was located only blocks from a local office of Customs and Border Protection.
Tunnels coming out in Arizona and other places?
Yeah.
Man, that's some real life Bugs Bunny shit,
Did you hear what, like how the, so the tunnel came up on the Mexican side under a pool table, and in order to get the pool table to raise up on the hydraulic lifts it was built on, you turned the garden hose valve on the outside of the house.
Bro, can I just tell you though, the innovation in that shit?
Right.
That's fucking incredible.
Exactly.
That's fucking incredible. That's some who's the dude that had all the corridors in his house and shit, and they still he was a gangster. Fuck, what was his name, man? I can't remember, but he had a house with different corridors and tunnels and shit like that. If anybody out there is watching knows what I'm talking about.
A lot of.
Oh my gosh, it's one famous. I can't think of it right now. I didn't get a lot of sleep, so shit. Not Jimmy Hoffa.
Thanks for the cheer.
Thank you.
Thanks for cheering, Mom.
I can't
know
remember.
I know what you're talking about.
I'm gonna watch this podcast later and be yelling at the damn screen. It's this right here, dummy.
Good morning, YouTube, or afternoon, whenever you're watching this. Good news, we're doing a weekly giveaway on our YouTube channel for Amazon gift cards. All you gotta do to enter is like the video, give us a subscribe, and comment below. The more comments you give us on the weekly videos for that week, we go Monday through Sunday, the more chances you have being entered, basically. So I'm going to go through whatever the most creative content is as far as your comments go, and I'll pick a winner, and I'll send you a gift card. It's pretty simple. Free money. Who likes free money? I know I do. Subscribe. Have a good day.